So often we hear from commentators to buy the dip, or as a popular blog refers to it as BTFD. Advice that can work in your favor if you know and trust what you are buying. It takes courage to go against the crowd. Overcoming your own natural emotions is not an easy task. First off, we have thousands of years of natural order that taught our brains to stick with the herd, eat in groups, hunt, sleep, live, and move with the crowd. For Homo sapiens, this was about survival. The feeling of jumping in with everyone else in a hot investment sector feels good too. We all can't be wrong, right? As tech stocks hit new highs in 2000 and real estate bubbled in 2006, investors and speculators late to the party piled in, fearing they would miss out. As stocks and real estate crashed in 2008 and 2009, everyone was fleeing, when in reality, stocks like Pfizer, one of my personal favorites, was trading at a PE of 5. And in places like Southern California, it became cheaper to own than to rent. Besides having the conviction to stay the trade when going against the crowd, I think to be a true contrarian, you have to have one essential and core value, and that is patience. Not ordinary patience, but a time frame of forever. Look at Rick Rule or Warren Buffett, and you will observe value investors who've waited more than 2 decades for some of their investments to play out. In a recent article about family wealth, I discussed this, where the family fund doesn't have to worry about retirement or bear markets because it is set up to service the family, not any one individual's lifetime. Rick Rule talks about his ability to carry the cash costs for investments that take decades to yield a return. Warren Buffett says that every time he buys a stock, he buys it with the mindset that the stock market could close for the next 5 years. Liquidity is likely your best friend and worst enemy when buying publicly traded businesses. The idea of being able to own part of IBM or Apple is amazing. However, this same liquidity of shares that help you enter this business is the same asset that will drive you out of great investments when markets become highly irrational. Here's a real life experience. In 2006, my wife and I bought a $120,000 investment property, only to see it fall to about $65,000 in 2009. If this were a stock, there's a good chance I would have stopped out or sold the stock. But because it is real estate, I never thought about selling it. The tenants continued to pay us about $1,200 a month all throughout 2008 and 2009 and until today, where that property is now valued at $135,000. Real estate is not very liquid, and that actually helped. It saved me from doing something irrational like selling at the bottom. 3 disciplines to dramatically increase your wealth. Number 1, buy hated investments. Number 2, wait until the market has extremes, large percentage drops. Number 3, only invest in a single asset, what you can afford to lose. It's very important. Setting up investment disciplines for yourself and sticking with them over a long period of time is the mindset for success. For questions regarding any of our articles or videos, please send an email directly to me at daniel@futuremoneytrends.com.